This was a group of friends, Rob Rivera and 3 or 4 others that kind of got together and had an idea of really wanting to black out the Oakland Coliseum and everyone wearing black and having it look like one big black hole. And that's how the name the black hole became, is that if you look at Oakland Coliseum from up high, when it's all blacked out, it's one big black hole.
What are you grateful for? And I'm just grateful that I had the opportunity to wear that silver and black.
Say it one more time for the people in the back.
You'll just see the unity, the passion, the family, everything that the black hole stands for.
What's going on, Raider Nation? We are back for another new episode of Raiders Talk of the Nation. I am your host, Sibley Scoles, and I have the pleasure and honor of, first off, wearing the black hole, okay? I had to make sure I had it because I'm sitting with the one and only Mark Jones, president and managing member of the Black Hole.
Thank you, pleasure to be here.
This is so cool. You always look
so cool.
Dapper in your silver and black.
Well, it's easy, silver and black. I mean, it's just, listen, the first time I saw the colors on TV, I was probably in second grade. It was the first team I played for was the Raiders. My dad took me and said, that's the Raiders. And it's like silver and black, how can you go wrong, right?
So
I mean, look at you in the silver and black.
I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
I get so many compliments on this jacket all the time.
I love it. It's one of my favorites.
Talk to me really quickly about that 2-year-old and that, being a kid and now where you're at in this space in your entire life and what the Raiders have meant to you.
It is honestly, people always talk about, oh my God, it's like a dream. It's like, I am just so grateful and humble, honestly, because I'm a fan. I'm just a huge, huge fan. Like I said, the Raiders were the first team I played on when I played youth football. I was 7 years old. And back then we didn't have the really cool uniforms like kids do today. We had these pale blue jerseys with these white numbers on there. And I remember my dad taking me in the living room on TV and going, that's the Raiders. That's the team that you play for. And seeing the silver and black and Matusak, Stabler, I was just like mesmerized by that. And it completely shaped the way, not only that for my love of football, but the way I played the game.
Right.
I only played defense and I loved it. And I just love the Raiders. And it's been, kind of woven in the fabric of who I am since day one. Like most Raider fans,
Yes.
people don't, people that love or hate the Raiders. There's no kind of,
There's no
like, oh, I always kind of liked them. It's like, no, we're rabid fans. So yeah.
Who would you say you are and how has it shaped you as a man, and just from the youth to being able to go to the games to now having this position?
I think it's a tremendous responsibility is what I didn't, realize at first. It's tremendous responsibility. And when you look at, some of the iconic super fans like, Violator, Gorilla, Senior, or all these people that have been doing it forever, Hollywood, Go-Go, all these guys, it's like, I'm looking at, hey, who's going to fill all these people's shoes? Because this is really a super important part of the Raider history. And so for me, I feel like a real sense of responsibility to make sure that we are, forever celebrating our culture as Raider Nation, and the Black Hole. And people say, well, what is the Black Hole? It's like it's Raider fans on 11, basically, is what we are.
11 is right.
You know what I mean? We're on 11, okay? We're on 11, and we don't apologize for that. But so yeah, for me, it's just a tremendous responsibility to make sure that we're, kind of protecting the history and the culture, that we've had, both in Oakland and in LA. And more importantly, that we start some new things here in Las Vegas to establish our identity here too. Not just as a team, but as a fan base, and.
How's that rollout been with the Raiders here now in Las Vegas? You hear so many things from different fans who, the tried and true know we follow and we go everywhere, we hold it down.
Yes.
But your responsibilities as president and a managing member, how do you keep that culture together and how do you continue to build it? What do those responsibilities look like?
I think, here it was, the difficulty was, kind of starting from zero. Mm-hmm. It's not only, it's a new town, it's completely different here. In Oakland, we were very, very, very lucky. We kind of had our kind of run of the town, so to say, there. And so coming here, it was a little bit different with that, but also how many people in Las Vegas, have come here from other places. So a lot of people come here with other teams. So for us, it's, it's really more about walking the walk as Raider fans, not just kind of talking the talk, you know, and really having these different events. Like if you come to our events, they're always free to get in because we want to really foster that fellowship. Like even if you don't have a ticket to the game, you can still come down on Saturday and get down with other Raider fans and have some fellowship and have a great time and really celebrate what we are and who we are and how we get down as Raider fans, you know, on game day weekend. You know, we've learned to have our fun before the game, you know, so, and we have a great time. So it's really nice to be able to kind of usher some of that in here. And we're just kind of really kind of finding our way here a little bit right now. And, you know, we've had a lot of great partnerships with a lot of people, and we're very thankful for that. And just a lot of great guidance from people who have been here for a long time.
No,
because this is a very small town, you know.
It is a small town, and I can say I get what you're saying. When the Raiders came here, again, we had the hockey team. They had already won, you know, got some championships under their belt. Now we've got, you know, the Aces are here. Yep. So would you say now we are a sports town here?
Oh yeah, no, and I mean, not only that, but I think everybody wants to come here. I think, you know, I loved, I came here right when the Golden Knights were, you know, were just coming to Las Vegas. That's when I moved here from California. And seeing the way the town really embraced that, and the way they're embracing the Raiders too. A lot of people don't remember, like we kind of had COVID in between here, kind of start stop with being able to see games and stuff. And so we're really just kind of, you know, developing some consistency right now. And you know, I mean, maybe it's just because I've been a Raider fan for 30 years or plus. Gosh, more than that, 51 years. I will say that our time is coming. You know, our time is coming. You know, I really believe that.
You can feel it.
Yeah, you can. And I know that our owner wants to win. You know, I got to spend some time with him, and I can tell you with absolute 100% certainty, Mark Davis wants to win. He wants to win right now, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to win. I absolutely 100% believe that with, you know, everything that is me as a fan, and just being able to spend a little time I did with him. He is very focused on this team, very focused on wanting to win.
Good guy.
Super good guy. You know, I will say to every fan out there, he's the kind of owner that you really want to have. I think that, you know, a lot of people don't really know him, you know, because he kind of stays out of the limelight, you know, but he's back there supporting you know, everyone who's out in front, doing whatever it takes to win. And you see that and you hear that from the people that are inside the building that are really important. And I appreciate that as a fan because we want to win.
Yes.
And we're due to win. You know what I mean? So, and it's going to be so much sweeter when we do, because all of us who have been here, everybody who's paving the way and putting this foundation in place here, when we do get that next Super Bowl trophy, it is going to be unbelievable, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen here in Las Vegas, so we're excited about it.
It's going to be a beautiful new chapter.
Absolutely.
So we know what the future holds, right?
Yes. Talk
to me about the inception of the Black Hole. How did that come to be? How did the fans specifically get together? It's so beautiful.
It is so beautiful, and the beautiful thing about it is because it was something that was like really organic, you know. Like you said, this was a group of friends, you know, Rob Rivera and 3 or 4 others that kind of got together and had an idea of really wanting to black out the Oakland Coliseum and everyone wearing black and having it look like one big black hole. And that's how the name the Black Hole became, is that if you look at Oakland Coliseum from up high, when it's all blacked out, it's one big black hole. So that's kind of where the name came from. And then it kind of started, you know, where can we all get tickets together? And, you know, behind the end zone wasn't always a popular place back then.
Right.
So it was very easy to get that. And then people would say, where's the Black Hole in Oakland? I'm like, well, if you see an area where there's 500 seats, but 1,500 people, that's where it is.
Right
because it came to even, I mean, I had season tickets there, you know, and stuff too. And it was just like, well, where's your seat? I'm like, you just go down.
Right.
You know, you go down, you get in your row, and it's like, nobody cared because it was just a completely different experience there. And it just caught on because, again, it was when I first went to my very first Black Hole party, and Rob Rivera invited me up and I came, I immediately felt like I was home. You know, the Black Hole is like that for so many people that are diehard Raider fans. It's like when you come to one of our events or you come and meet some of our people, you're like, wow, I found my people, right? You know, I found my family. And that's what we say a lot with the Black Hole, is it's a place where, you know, friends become family.
Right.
And you look at best friends and families whose kids have grown up together through the club and through the just the love of the Raiders. And it's really, really cool. So that's really kind of what, you know, what it grew to, is it just became something that was, you know, just a simple idea that kind of grew and grew and grew, but it grew because the fan base embraced it, and because the fan base, you know, finally felt like they had their, like, hey man, this is our identity, this is who we are, and we're not apologizing for it, and we still don't today.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people hate us because they ain't us. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what it is.
That's right.
That's what it is. And I think there's a lot of misconceptions too about the black hole or the fans. And it's like, no, you have to understand it. I mean, again, me as a kid, I remember going to the Oakland games, going to the, you know, the away games at the Chargers Stadium, and we always wore the war paint.
Yes.
I don't know where that came from or why we were doing it. I was like, no, this is what it is. It embodied it. Where did that start as well for everyone to say, this is the identity I want to take on? You know, the Guerrillas and everyone else that...
Well, oddly enough, you know, obviously this next year in 2025 is the 30th year anniversary of the Black Hole.
Woo!
And also the 30th anniversary of Guerrilla. And, you know, a lot of, you know, there were some people that, you know, kind of had dressed up a little bit here and there, and people kind of dug that because it was kind of like, you know what, people were like, yeah, come as you are, like, you know what, let it out, you know what I mean? If that's what you know, you're feeling, and people just thought it was cool. It's like, you know what, I'm going to dress up as this, I'm going to dress up as this, and I'm just going to be this, you know, crazy fan that's, you know, yelling the whole entire time, and people just really enjoyed it. And I would see doctors, lawyers, like people would say, oh, these people are degenerates out here, whatever. Like, wait a second, that guy delivered my baby. You know what I mean? It's like, it's nuts because as Raider fans, it's just something about being a Raider fan that's not, Bills fans don't have it. No other fan base has it but us. It's something that's just so special. And people, it's like, you know, it calls out to certain people. You know what I mean? We're like, wow, this is great. So I think that's really where a lot of it came from, is just being able to look and see, like, yeah, it's okay. Do whatever you want to do. You don't have to sit in your seat. No. If you're in the black hole and you're telling someone to sit down, you're going to be laughed out of the stadium, okay? We don't sit down
You're
there.
in the wrong area.
That's why you're in the wrong area. You could sit at home go over to Ricky's or sit in your living room and watch that game. The game we're watching, like, we stand and cheer for our team. So.
Right. Knowing it was so specific, that black hole, you could identify it in Oakland. Here in Vegas, you know, you've got the Winfield Club. Some folks are there. Then on the other end zone side, how are we going to keep growing that? And will we ever have a designated space, or is that a bigger question for?
I think I think it's a little bit of a bigger vision. Our focus is how can we leverage our numbers and leverage what we're doing here in town to bring our fan base in here, you know, in a way that's more economical and stuff. And so we have some big things coming next year, big, but it's going to be a way to kind of level the playing field a little bit, because let's face it, you know, we know the name of the stadium is the Legion Stadium, right? We have hotels here. And so a lot of these packages are being sold, you know, to away game people. They're being actively marketed there. So it's very difficult to do that. But that's just part of the game. That's part of business. Every single, you know, NFL franchise deals with that.
Right.
But for us, it's like, we don't care. You know, we're going to build it one fan at a time, one seat at a time, 1 month at a time, 1 game at a time. Like, we don't care, because you know what? We are relentless.
Yes.
We're relentless. And you know what? We just got here right now. And I know what it took to build in Oakland for over 20 years.
Oh, absolutely.
And you give us 20 years here in Las Vegas, and you'll see what we can do in 20 years. And it's going to be pretty special.
Time.
Well, it does take time, because again, you know, we're trying to build something for the long haul. We're not trying to just do something for a year. You know, we're trying to lay a foundation here, so when fans come to town, they know exactly what to expect when they come here. Hey, there's going to be a great party on Saturday. There's going to be transportation to the game. Here's where the tailgates are. It's like something that's really geared towards the fan. You know, our club is geared towards the fans. It's by the fans, for the fans. It's all volunteers, you know, that work with us. And, you know, it's because of the love that we have for our fans and for the game and for the Raiders, you know.
You know what I think is interesting as well, and again, being a fan since a kid, not understanding that there are different chapters as well. Like, the black hole is not just this one, we're at the games. You guys, they're everywhere.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah, and
Can
it's
you
beautiful.
break that down in, you don't have to elaborate all the way, but I think it's kind of interesting for fans to understand that.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's like having a Planet Fitness gym membership, right? You have one membership, but you can go all over the country and go to a Planet Fitness anywhere.
Yeah.
As a Raider fan, I can't tell you how great it is to, you know, be somewhere or be in a new place and know that there's a watch party going on that's hosted by a Black Hole chapter, someone in your area. We have right at or close to 50 chapters now.
Wow.
And that's going to be one of our big focuses next year, is really kind of like organizing and streamlining those chapters more, and how we kind of all, you know, work better together, especially with our different sponsors. I mean, we're so fortunate, you know, to have great sponsors, you know, like Modelo and others that have really understand what we're about, what we're doing, and trying to really continue to reach more and more Raider fans globally. I mean, it's not just here in the United States.
No,
we
it's
have
everywhere.
chapters over in Mexico and Australia. We have people in Singapore, Canada. I mean, it's growing and growing because, there's Raider fans. This is just such a global brand. You know what I mean? People just love the Raiders. And I don't know if you've ever been overseas or somewhere and you have a Raider hat on and you see someone else. It's almost like your family.
It's
like,
family.
oh, hey,
It's
how
like,
you doing? Sitting there talking to someone for 30 minutes. I've never even met in my life.
I was in Korea, South Korea, and literally getting off the plane, people going on the plane, moving around in the airport, I saw people with it on.
Yeah.
Landed in Mexico, the little hats section in there's the Raiders. It was the top one.
Yeah, and it's great, and now
yeah.
with technology, we're able to connect watch parties and have people like,
That's awesome.
being able to see what people are doing in Denver and what they're doing in San Antonio. But yeah, we're just, we're excited about continuing to, just grow the fandom, and grow the fan base because that's really what it's all about at the end of the day.
I love it. I'll be at the party Saturday.
Oh yeah, well, we'll appreciate that.
Having some whiskey with you guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, do you want to play a quick little game?
Sure.
It's fun.
Okay.
I just want to get 3 of your favorite Raiders of all time and why.
Well, I got to say Marcus Allen, just because being able to see him in person and watch him was just unbelievable. I don't think I've ever used this to describe a running back, but that guy just had grace, the way that he ran. It was just like watching a gazelle or watching something. I mean, it just, the way that he was able to, do it was just incredible, at that time. Howie Long, because, I graduated in, 83, 84, when we won our last Super Bowl there. And I remember when he was drafted from Villanova and how excited I was because I had followed him and that's who I really wanted to play like, was Howie Long. And then also John Matusak, just because to me, he and Kenny Stable really, just signify to me, like when I go all the way to the core of what it's like to be a Raider, those guys just doing it the Raider way.
Yeah, they set
You know what I mean?
tone.
Like they just showed up on Sunday, they had grit, they didn't care, they just found a way to win, and I just love that, about the team and about the culture, just win, baby. We don't care how you just win.
Just win, just get it done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, this is probably hard for you, seeing as how long you've been a fan now. 2 favorite games that you've watched, your 2 top favorites, and why?
Well, this may surprise you. One of them was opening night in Allegiant Stadium on Monday night against the Ravens when we had to win twice to win that game. I remember literally crying, laughing, and not laughing, and crying. Just the whole thing was so emotional and so great. Because we finally got to have everybody in the stadium and really celebrate what a beautiful stadium it was, and just the matchup. It was just such a great game.
That was.
And the other game is when we beat Tennessee to go to the Super Bowl. The reason I remember that is because we had this dinner we were supposed to go to. I was married at the time. Clearly, I'm not right now. And we had to go over to my mother-in-law's for this big dinner thing, and I actually had to said I had to use the restroom, and I actually went into this den and watched that game in there all the way to the end. And then they I guess they were looking for me throughout the house.
How long were you in the bathroom?
This was about an hour. It was like the last part of the game, and I was just like, I just kind of bugged out from the party there, and that's right when we had just won, and I literally was crying. I was like so emotional because every year it was we were so close, and then finally we made it through there. And then that's when they opened the door there. What are you doing here? He's like sitting in front of the TV watching a football game crying. Like, what's wrong with this guy? So that was probably the beginning of the end of my marriage there. But yeah, but it was worth it, But that game, just being able to,
you said it.
And that's what I'm saying, like as a fan, being able to experience that is because, we're always riding, never hiding, us Raider fans.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't care if we're 1-15, 15-1, doesn't matter to me. I show up with the same exact energy, and that's what I love about this team. A lot of people are, like, I can't believe they won that game. I'm like, I've never ever played a competitive sport where I ever walked on the field
I want to lose
wanting
today.
to lose or I mean, Yeah, just
That's
ever.
not what you do
like,
ever.
It's not what you do, and it's like, so I mean, I get some fans and how
People
that
worry
is,
about
but
the wrong things right
that's
now.
that's not the culture that we have here.
Right.
Just win, baby, is what it said. Just win.
That's what it is.
Right.
And that leads me to, this move to Vegas. I know we're hopping around a little bit, but that move, so many people, a lot of the Oakland fans were upset about it, still kind of upset about it. Won't come to games.
Yeah.
Because of how, they feel like they've been, abandoned. Same kind of thing is happening with the A's right now and all that, which, again, being a Bay kid, I can understand the emotions.
Yeah.
But if that's your team, I'm going to stick beside them.
Well,
right?
I mean, I know people were upset in LA when they came back to Oakland.
I
know
move
people are,
too.
you know what I mean? And yeah, you know what? I'm upset that we
Yeah.
moved from Oakland. I
Yeah.
didn't want the team to move to Oakland. And, Mark Davis didn't want the team to move from Oakland. There are a lot of things that a lot of people don't know that happen in Oakland, why the team's not in Oakland. And I'll just leave it at that.
That's when it comes back to business stuff.
Right,
It's like,
exactly. And you know what? Las Vegas offered an opportunity here for us to take another step,
Right.
to really, to me, kind of write the next chapter here. We finally have a home.
And
Okay,
that's the thing, too.
that was for me. I wanted a home finally.
And a beautiful home.
A beautiful home, like
was
one of the
time.
nicest homes on the block, period,
Yes.
right? We've all been around other stadiums. I mean, we are blessed to have this as our home here,
Absolutely.
But I understand that, and I talk to a lot of those fans because a lot of those fans are still, Black Hole members and they still root for the team, but they won't come and see a game. And it's like, I just hope at some point they will. You know what? It's going to take whatever it takes, and I understand that. And I also, I don't get in the middle of that. That's people's personal relationship with their team and their thing, and I'm not going to get in the middle of that. For me, it's win, lose, or tie, Raiders till I die. That's it. If they go to, Paducah, Kentucky, I'll go there too, kicking and screaming, but I will go. You know what I mean? Because I just love this team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This team is some of the best friends I have on this planet are all because of my love for this team
Right.
and being involved in the fan base and stuff. We have some of the greatest fans. Philanthropically, people don't realize how much these clubs and these
Yes.
fans do locally and in the different chapters here. And I think it's really important to point that out because and we're just getting started with that. That's going to be another major focus of 2025 is
Giving back
adopting
and-
different things. The Raiders have done a great job of adopting mental health here in town. And,
Yes.
living here in town, it's like you see the need for that here and what a difference an organization like that can make in this town. And I was so happy to hear that because, again, it's a big need here and it's something that's definitely welcome. So we're getting behind all those different things like that,
Yeah, and again, fans who aren't a part of the Black Hole or any of the chapters can still be a part of these, these
Absolutely.
moments.
Listen,
And
it's, I mean, obviously we appreciate the support,
Yeah.
and, we're the same, hey, once a member, always a member,
Yeah.
it's a lifetime membership. Once people become a member, that like you're good to go. But we just want fans to come down and really experience the Raider way. We want
Yeah.
people to come down and really experience the fellowship of Raider Nation. Just come down on a weekend, and even if you don't have a ticket to the game, come on down. Come to one of our
Yes.
parties on Saturday. Come to a brunch on Sunday. Come to one of our tailgates. There's so many different things, and they're all accessible. We just want people to come down and have fun. That's what it's
Yeah.
all about.
How do we keep the momentum alive like this season, what you guys have done? Obviously, you show up, you travel. We're there for those games, away and home. But knowing the record that we're at right now, we gone, some wins. But
Yeah.
how do we stay focused on next season and just, finishing this one out with a bang?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm certainly not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, it's hard, because for us, all of the off season goes into planning everything for the next year.
Right.
And we're planning on different things and whatever. And obviously you don't plan to have, a tough season like this. And when you do, people don't come to town and they don't attend events. And so, attendance is down and different things like that and whatever. But like we say all the time, it's like, we don't care if there's 40 people or 40,000. We're gonna be here for everyone who wants to come. If you're coming to town for a Raider game, we're gonna be here and we're gonna have a good time. You know what I mean? I don't care.
Show up.
How we do it because that's just what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what we're here for. We're here to be a service,
Yeah.
to fans when they come to town, and we appreciate every fan that spends their money to come here in town and see this team. We hope that we provide, an experience for them that makes them want to come back even more and more and more because we need it.
Yes.
We need
support.
more.
Yeah, we want to see the silver and black in the seats.
Yeah, we do, and we're going to. You know what I mean? It's like I am very, very I'm very optimistic about things like that, and I'm you know, very strategic. And it's going to take, like I said, you know, people may you know, be smarter than us, but they won't outwork us. You know, we are relentless, and we will find a way, like I say, seat by seat, you know, fan by fan, to fill that stadium up. You know, it's coming. So
yeah. See, and that's the beauty of Raider Nation and the Black Hole, sticking together, building it up, making it something beautiful. And this is the home. This is our house.
Yeah, and I appreciate some of the fans that even, you know, people said, oh, this would never happen in Oakland, you know, with Steeler fans. I'm like, here's some pictures. I'm like, listen, there's just a lot of fan bases that travel well. You know, we're one of them.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, look, you know, when you look at the Black Hole, where we started and where we ended, you know, what took 20 years to build there.
Right.
You know, it didn't just happen overnight.
No.
You know what I mean? We built it year after year after year after year, and to me, there's no doubt that we're not going to be able to, you know, take that to a whole nother level here in Las Vegas, because there's a lot of opportunities that we have in Las Vegas that we didn't have, you know, in Oakland, clearly.
Right.
So, you know, we're just going to focus on that right now.
Before we get out of here, do you want to look in the camera and give a message to the fans?
First and foremost, thanks for all the support that you give everyone at the Black Hole. I just remind everyone out there, there's a lot of people that volunteer their time here into the different chapters and stuff to kind of really make sure that when you guys come out, that we have some great things for you to do, and more importantly, that they're affordable. But we just appreciate it, and like, you know what, our time is coming. You know, don't lose hope. You know, I know as a good Raider fan, it's like, it's always next year or whatever, but you know, we have a lot of draft picks, we have a lot of draft capital, we have a good general manager, you know, we have some good talent here, so yeah. I'm optimistic about it. So yeah, you know what, hold tight, Raider Nation, you know, we're gonna make it.
We can drop the mic on that one.
Yeah,
hold tight, Raider Nation, we got this.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how it is, you know, and again, it's been a quick minute since, you know, we've had a competitive team like that, so, but yeah, we're gonna get there. It's
gonna be great.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
Oh, we're flipping it.
Can I ask her a question on camera?
Sure.
So, you know,
what
like,
kind of question?
you know, like, this is going to be our last game coming up.
Yes.
So we're thinking about doing our last march to victory, but we need somebody who's going to be our grand marshal. We want to know if you would be the grand marshal for our final march to victory this season.
Don't make me cry right now.
Would you do it?
Yeah.
Yay.
Wait, really?
Yeah, absolutely. It was unanimous. Everybody was like, for the last one, we got to have Sibs if she'll do it. So if your schedule permits, we would absolutely be we'd be honored to have you lead us in the final march of victory. And yeah, we're going to get everyone behind it. It's going to be awesome.
Stop.
So,
yes,
yeah.
no, I will make it work.
Okay. All right. You heard it here.
Bosses.
You heard it here. So yeah, that's great. So thank you.
Mark.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Oh my God.
We're so excited to have you.
you.
So that's cool.
No, oops.
Oh my gosh. Now I know what it's like if
act like you didn't see that.
Oh, I didn't see
Just
that.
pretend
Sorry.
It's not there.
It's all good.
Nothing fell.
Yeah.
President, managing member of the Black Hole, Mark Jones. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you for all you do for our fan base and for Raider Nation. We all just love you to death. Just so you know, in case you were wondering, like, I don't know, do they really like me?
Do they like me?
We love Sib, so you're great.
I love
thank
you
for
guys
all you
so
do
much.
for all
thank
of us
you.
too.
And
thank
I'm
you.
proud to wear this and be a part of Raider Nation, the Black Hole, and represent for this team.
Right on. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, that's it from us right here at the headquarters. This has been another episode of Raiders Talk of the Nation. And to all you fans out there who represent the silver and black, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for sticking with us through this season. We'll see you next time.